For the many service members who return home wounded, it can be a lonely transition back into the civilian world.
But an annual event called the Warrior Games has become a springboard to help those troops get back involved in their communities and into their favorite sports competitions. Here to tell us more about this big event that gets underway today is Israel Del Toro and Charlie Huebner, Chief of Paralympics. Great to have you both with us.
Welcome to Colorado Springs.
Thank you. Well, first, just tell us, what are the Warrior Games?
Yeah, the Warrior Games presented by Deloitte is a national event, 7 sports for injured members of our armed forces and veterans. In partnership with the Department of Defense and the Department of Veteran Affairs, the U.S. Olympic Committee provides this competition. And most importantly, we spend 6 days here competing against all service branches. But most importantly, what happens when these young men leave here and women leave here, making sure that there's physical activity programming available at the community level for persons with physical disabilities and members of our armed forces and veterans.
It looks pretty competitive out there, but it also looks like they're having a great deal of fun.
What do you think, Israel? Competitive?
Oh, it's very competitive. You know, we have all the branches here, and from Air Force, Navy, Marines, but we also got the best team, the SOCOM team, which, you know, is the toughest to get in. So obviously we're going to win, because if you weren't tough enough to become SOCOM, you couldn't be not the toughest.
Israel, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved with the Warrior Games.
Well, I got involved back in the first year, about 2010, when I was going through my medical board, and the Air Force asked me if I would participate, knowing my background, how competitive I was, and they also kind of tried to inspire me to motivate other service members. So I was like, yeah, why not? And that's how I got involved.
And tell us what these games do for the athletes personally. What does it mean on an emotional level?
Was that for me?
Well, either one of you.
Okay. Emotionally, you know, for me, you got to be mentally strong, especially when you're going through your recovery. And bringing all these other service members together, because the one thing that we miss a lot when we're in the hospital is that we're not around our teammates. And when you come out here, you get all the other branches together. Yeah, there might be competitive, we might joke around it, but at the end of the day, we're all teammates, and you know, it's a big family, and it's fun teasing each other too.
As a non-athlete, watching the power of sport on a daily basis is incredible. And seeing these young men and women who have become physically disabled do something simple again, play with their buddies or ski with their family is pretty impactful in terms of helping them in the rehab process. And the U.S. Olympic Committee is focused on working with the Department of Veteran Affairs and DOD to develop more programs all over the country.
All right. It sounds great. Gentlemen, thanks so much for being with us today. Israel Del Toro and Charlie Huebner, thank you so much, and all the best to you this week.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
One of the participants now calls Fort Bragg home. Captain Ivan Castro is one of 3 blind officers who serves in the active duty Army. He is the only blind officer serving in the U.S. Army Special Forces. Castro was providing support by fire during a battle with insurgents in Iraq when a mortar round exploded close to him, leaving him totally blind. He is an advocate of rehabilitation funding for the blind and is also a marathon runner, and we wish him all the luck.
With summer quickly